So creative players, I know y'all probably asking, why am I sitting at this desk today? Because this is a little bit easier for me to navigate, and I want to be able to hear, be able to see, chill back, relax. Over there, it's a little more, that's where I do the big boy shows, at them hour-long shows. But today I want to react to this Kanye interview, him and Dolla with Big Boy. So hopefully we don't get no strikes or anything like that. I'm not trying to make money on it. I'm really just want to genuinely react and what you ultimately think. As long as I put the link of what I'm reacting to, I should be good, like, right? Hopefully so. But if not, they might be like, bruh, this motherfucker. And find me. YouTube is good for that. That happens. And I think about getting a bigger stream deck. But yo, nonetheless, let's get into it, yo. Kanye just dropped his interview, and already, Shade Room, this, that, Baller Alert, Hollywood, they all posting everything he talking about. So one title read, Kanye says he's mad at Jesus or mad at that. And that's the one I want to hop right into. For one, if you see the production and stuff of how they set it up, which was pretty already amazing. Let's see if I can get that brought up as well. But all right, let's get to it. All right, let's this question was asked by Kanye talking about Jesus and this, that, and listen to his response. Let's go. Check it out.
What is the difference, though, when you hear, and music is like life, you know what I'm saying? And life, you're kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? And some people try to put you into a yesterday mode. At one point, we hear, and this is all you. We hear, Jesus is king. We hear this, but that's all you. Then there's sometimes you just want to say, man, not fuck it, but you just want to say, man, this is what I'm feeling right now. Are you in that space where you're comfortable enough to say, this is where I am right now? I'm still a man of God. Jesus still is king, but this is Vultures right now. This is where I am.
So we do also know that he dropped Jesus. First and foremost, I want to apologize for the audio in the beginning, but it gets better. Just stick in there with me, hang on with me. That was my fault. I didn't realize what I was doing, but it won't be the whole video. It's just these first little 5-10 minutes. So if you can bear with me, you got a good video on your hands here. Thank you. This is King. He dropped Donda as well, which is no cussing on it. He went through his whole, I'm really just, all for God and, pushing that message forward. And he made a real gospel album that was pretty fire. And everybody he got on that, they knew, hey, we talking about God on this, no cussing. They understood the assignment, so to speak. So I think that's why he's asking him this question, saying, because sometimes he gets in this mode where he's Jesus and he's, he calls himself as big. Even on that song Carnival, I'm the new Jesus, bitch. That's that line. So it's just a lot to, let's see where his mind was at and what he thought, because I got my thoughts.
It is, but I have my issues with Jesus. There's a lot of stuff I went through that I prayed and I didn't see Jesus show up. So I had to put my experience in this world, my experience with my children, my experience with other people, my experience with my account, my experience with my brand, and my experience with the level of music that I was dealing with in my own hands. Like a lot of times I just feel like in our society in America, people, Christians, we'll depend on Jesus so much that we won't put the word in ourselves. And the main thing that really that I don't rock with is like, it's just always like, I'm gonna pray for you. And it's just like, you can actually physically do something yourself too, more than just pray. And we're so in this mentality that's all that needs to happen, but we ain't praying our way out of prison. We ain't praying our way out of the abortion.
So I gotta interject in right there, because that right there is what I was talking about in the barber shop. I'm sorry, literally when I drink beer, that's what happened. But in the barber shop, I'm talking to the barber. They talking about, oh, they be talking about this, that, and then they popped up in their head where they said, these church folk, they'll just say, oh, I'm gonna just pray on it and da da da. And I'm just like, yo, that's my point right there. Because we was talking about diseases and cures for diseases, and if things can be reversed, such as diabetes, such as let's say what is it, sleep apnea or something. I'm like, I'm sure there's things you could do to prevent that if you exercise more, lost the weight, and because you'll be while doing so and exercising, you're working on your breathing as well. So I figure the body would train the mind to, at least, just to breathe a little bit better, if you're doing more breathing exercises type things more. I mean, it just makes sense. But I interrupted him and I told him, like, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I was raised, Christian, raised in church every Sunday. My mom's a pastor, owns 2 churches and all that. When I go home, we go to church. We pray every day. 11:37. That's why I got this tatted. 11:37. I'm praying for my family, friends, finances, fortune, and everybody else, the unfortunate and the fortunate. Everybody. So when he says like I'm like, yo, I pray for him, but I pray for signs. I don't pray for things that I am the reason they're putting, sometimes you do, but when it comes to something as serious as health problems or something as serious as political problems or this or that, like, I'm going to just pray on it. Sometimes it works, but sometimes you got to actually go out there and do something. You can't just eat the wrong way this whole time, never exercise, don't, stay up late, do this, do that, and then you get sick or something bad happen and they assign a disease to you. Next thing you saying is, we just gonna go to church and pray. We just gonna pray. There are medical emergencies and things where you do need to pray, come into a coma. Like, we gotta pray for some of these things, but some of them be so preventable. And I'm like, this has nothing to do with God. You can't attach everything for as far as health and this, that to God. You got to deal with it yourself. You got to get up. If God was able to let you walk, talk, breathe, see, hear, and all that, you're able to understand. If you're able to understand, that's a blessing. Some people are born with their, mentally disabled, and they're not able to think on that level you're able to think of, let alone make the right decisions to go and do so. And you will sit there and do nothing, scroll through that phone for hours, never work out, call off work just to get high, just to do, like, bro, that ain't the way to go. You got to be able to moderate everything in your life and decide what's really more important, what I should do. That's why I go back to saying, whatever you do, at the end of it, if you didn't want to do it, but you do it anyway. And at the end of what that activity is, the words that come out of your mouth is, I'm glad I did that. That's what you should be doing more and more and more and more and more. There's no way around it. There's absolutely no way around it. Let me switch that back. There's no way around this. You must change your actions. You must take responsibility. You must realize that you were able to make a change and able to do certain things. You can't put all that stuff on God, on Jesus, and sitting there with your prayers talking about, fix this for me, fix that for me. It's like that story where he's like, yo, I don't even think it was in the Bible, but it was like, he gave you this. He sent you this. He sent you that. You said, "No, I'm waiting on God. No, I'm waiting on God." You in the middle of the ocean in a boat, and you just trying to get saved, and you think, "I'm just gonna wait on God." No, you must take action. Somebody comes along and say, "Hey, I got a couple paddles or something. You think you might need it?" Nah, I'm gonna wait for God. God's gonna save me. Oh, I got this life jacket. You need to do this. Maybe we could do it. Nah, I'm gonna wait. God's gonna save me. He's just gonna come. God is sending you these people that sometimes your eyes is blind. Sometimes you're just hard-headed. Sometimes you just can't think, really be in tune with what's being translated to you. That's why language is everything. And you got to look at subliminal language. You got to look at, like I said, imaginary language, body language, signs that just happen, majestic things that just happen throughout life and in this world. You must realize that, you have to take action. God cannot do it all. And I feel like this is where Kanye's mind is at. And I feel like a lot of shit he be saying, I be agreeing with. So we'll continue.
Abortion clinics, we ain't praying our way to get our land back that was always ours after gentrification, after the Harlem Renaissance and Black Wall Street was burned to the ground. Them prayers ain't working. We have to apply actual physical building partnerships. And it don't start unless we could really be real with each other and say, this is what I did, this is what I did. Like, I mean, look at this. I know I'm not going to third rail y'all interview, but look at the power of what happened when me and Kyrie was on the same page. See, that's what's scary. But what they do is they put us each in a silo and say, your grandmother going to lose her crib and this going to, you know how many threats we've been dealt with? And I didn't pray my way through them threats either. I had to get up and do it myself. I had so much to do, I ain't had time to pray.
And that's where I might think like, I think like he said, he got up and he went to go do it. But what he don't know is that God was looking out for him as far as, you know, hooking him up with the right people to make the music, or linking up and meeting with the right people that got the right minds and the right ideas to say, hey, let's do your drop like this. So that way we don't sell out of merch. We just have a pre-order. And basically with those sales that we made from Super Bowl, we'll print up that much and get them sold and tell them, give them 3-4 weeks, and we'll print it up and ship it to them. But we didn't have to make anything first. This is shit that people have already paid for, which was genius of him, by the way. So I salute Kanye for that. But at the same time, I feel like that might be the point where he might not recognize that there was actually God working, even when he did that. They cut him off. He took his kids away, took his school away, took his business away, tried to remove and took his money away, lost ads, lost sponsorship, like all that stuff, and he's still being blackballed. But the thing is, he actually makes the music. He's in control of that stuff. And we're gonna get to another part where he keeps talking about it. We're not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just reacting to some of it, so that way we don't get striked. I don't want to get shot down on that shit or nothing, but that's just where we at, and I'm gonna find some more clips right now. Or right there.
Enjoy that conversation, and not only
and do it myself. Physical building, partnerships, and it don't start unless we could really be real with each other and say, this is what I did, this is what I did. Like, I mean, look at this. I know I'm not gonna third rail y'all interview, but look at the power of what happened when me and Kyrie was on the same page. See, that's what's scary. But what they do is they put us each in a silo and say, your grandmother gonna lose her crib, and this gonna, you know how many threats we've been dealt with? And I didn't pray my way through them threats either. I had to get up and do it myself. I had so much to do, I ain't had time to pray. So, and of this music game, I am, but not under Lucian. You know what I'm saying? I done invented every style of music of the past 20 years. I created the genre. I created weekend genre, Trav, Drake, you know, I'm going ahead and say, with all love, Future and Thug also, because the auto-tune album, 808s, if you think about it, no one think about it. Everybody think about Trav, Weekend, and Drake, but no one thinks about Future and Thug also, auto-tune album.
Is that true?
Now, everyone, they added what it was to it, but here's a new genre. It's called Making Your Own Money. Genre. And this music is called, like, take that middleman.
That's tough. Hold on. We gotta talk about that one now. He said, now the Travis Scott, I absolutely believe, because I can hear it. You know, The Weeknd, I'm thinking that 808s and Heartbreak. The Weeknd got a sound. He's the only one I'm like, yeah. But with Drake actually let Kanye shoot his first major video type shit. So that's why I'm like, interesting. Thing about Drake is he has so much different genres of music. He said he created a genre, so that's why it could be true. Cool. Drake got 7-8 different genres of music. You created one of them. I'm sure Drake could be like, cool. Like, you know, fist bump, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, yo, cool. You're right. But I got 8. I got 10 or something. So I can see that. Future, I'm thinking, I don't know, bruh. I can't. That's why he had a pause before he said, I'm going to say it with all love, though, even Future. Now, I would say some of Future, but what Future got, maybe he took a part of it from you, a 20%, a 25%, but he didn't take, I would say, his whole shit. That's not, Future is not like off of branch of Kanye. I don't think I would say that, because I look at them two as two complete, like, yes, he might have took a piece to where you might have took a piece, because what I seen, I'm thinking Kanye is a writer. He writes his shit down. But in this last album, I seen him punching in and out and around people. And that's some shit that other folks do to get music type shit. So maybe you took things from him and maybe he took things from you, and you're right and maybe he's right type shit. So I won't take away that completely. But he said Thug. Thug is how many songs do Thug and Kanye got? I don't think Thug's ever even got Kanye on his album. And I could be wrong. Let me see. Before I talk crazy, let me see. Kanye, Young, Thug. They said that it's a song called River that's coming out the Young Thug's on. Okay. Oh, hold on. Young Thug called Kanye West. No. He said Young Thug threatened to end Kanye West friendship for he and Yeezy got together for the record Remote Control. Oh, they did. That's probably one of the only songs they got. I mean, it looked like he on this new Vultures 2 called Rivers. But okay, so they only got 1 or 2 songs together. And I'll tell you, the best or the people you get with and they're similar and one might have took from the other, them two won't do too much because the fans will come out and be like, yo, y'all sound like this or you kind of sound like that. So they'll avoid each other completely. You understand? This happens. They'll avoid each other completely just so they won't be compared to one another. Interesting. But yeah, that's my take on that. This is a major claim. He said Drake? I mean, we know Cudi kinda or Travis Scott for damn sure. But Weeknd, I'm like, if we just talking auto-tune, okay. And what's crazy is Weeknd can sound like, you know, your MJs and all this shit and all that, you know, just sometimes, you know, and he didn't have maybe he did have auto-tune back then. I don't know what Michael Jackson had, but his shit was great. Weeknd shit is great. Yeah, that's a lot to think about, but continue.
Because they ain't giving us money, they giving us acknowledgement. I don't want your acknowledgement. And I went so far past any level of acknowledgement. You know, I was banished, I was exiled, I was canceled multiple times. So what, I done had like my kids not show up to Sunday service right in front of everybody. And you know what I mean? Like I'm crying to see my daughter and all of the usual suspects, the handlers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy, all these people aren't in position. Now for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on them. What we gonna do with Ye? Happens, it feels like victory favors the brave. Like the people that lean into it, that give, because it's all like ears. It just threats at the end of the day. It's like, why should you fear? You know, it's another thing I don't like in Christianity, the fear of God. If God is love, why should you fear him? Because you place one fear, you get another fear, you get another fear, what do you have at that point? You're easily controllable. You're easily sellable. You're easily contracted because you have this fear on you. Like everybody gonna die eventually, but I'm gonna live my entire life with zero fear. Fear of a contract, fear of perception, fear of getting my black card denied. Fear. I'm not gonna jump in front of a train. Right. Be conscious. Right. You know, ain't nobody finna tell me shit, call me shit, tell nobody around me shit, play with me, play with nobody around me. None of that. It's straight from Pink Polo. I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm a lawyer from Carlito's Way. You know, I'm fried.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a great point. He said, if God is love, why should I fear God? And I think the fear of God, where people get that from is, it's the fact that they say you should fear God because he can do anything to you. He's the most powerful, most this, that. But if you living for God, why would you fear him? If you're doing things that you think God is doing, you know, why would you fear him? That is a great point. That's what I'm saying. Kanye is operating at such a level to where his thought processes, and that's why I feel like I don't be feeling, because I feel like I'm up there too, man. Spiritually, the way I be operating and things I think of and how I feel. But the only thing is, I have a fear of acceptance. I have a fear. I do have certain fears I need to just get rid of. Fear of how, that's why, like on this podcast and me talking, if you go watch my other I'm saying a lot of shit. And if you watch an episode or two, you're probably gonna get offended because that's how relatable the shit is. I'm calling me out. I'm calling you out. I've experienced so much shit that I'm like, yo, the shit I say is gonna rub you the wrong way one way or another. It's just going to do so. I'm sorry. Ahead of time. I'm sorry.
Fuck. Everybody. Yo, you know one of the greatest things that we in World War III. Instagram is World War III. It's digital. We exist in the mental and the meta. We have a famous one. Instagram got your bit. You know what I'm saying? We already existing in World War III. It's a digital meta mind war of perception, cancellation, this many numbers. Oh, it's a rap.
Hold on, because that's a good damn point, dog. When he talking about Instagram and social media, that is the actual war, because content creators all over the place, right? If they don't, it's like jackpot gambling. They work all hard, post content, and sees if it's gonna go viral, because that's the new currency, which is attention. And what he's saying is, like, Instagram, they constantly promoting terrible shit to us. All our black people, they are constantly promoting the most dumbest shit ever to our people, and it's it is like a mental, it's an invisible enemy, as I call it. But what he's saying is, this is World War III right here. Let's go.
They touring ain't doing good. Let's turn down they touring. Let's turn this down. Oh, we like this artist now, we can turn this down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, and this
like,
one we can turn up.
And everybody's like, well, I want you to be smiling in your photo. Nigga, we are in war.
Facts.
Right now. 50% of black deaths is abortion. We kill ourselves. That's psychological warfare. We don't buy
the invisible enemy.
Land. We doped out, we fried out. Everything that we promote is about the destruction.
Y'all niggas high as fuck, fried up, nigga.
We are
gone. I done smoked 8 backwoods today. I'm still need to smoke 8 more, head ass.
Fucking trainer told me that. Harley. Why he told me that? Because he thought I was a monkey. He thought I.
Damn, this is powerful, dog. Like, what he telling y'all right now, man, it's so powerful because he's so true. We sit here and, like, we don't even realize that Instagram is a bigger enemy, in like Facebook, Meta, just attention in general is a major problem, major issue, man, because we are all constantly going after it. We are all constantly trying to get that attention, that content, and whatever they put on their Shade Room, they could pay Shade Room, Baller Alert, and Hollywood Unlocked. Imagine if they had enough money offered to them to promote a certain narrative. You think they wouldn't take it? Hey, we just need you to post this and say Kanye's going crazy for our reasons. Hey, we need you to post this and say Kanye's being a little anti-Semitic or something to your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, even presidents, political, why wouldn't they use these avenues that has so much influence and so much followers? And it's on a free platform, but yeah, they can pick and choose. Like, yo, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. But hey, let's keep going.
I wouldn't understand what he was saying. He thought he was talking to a chimpanzee.
So it wasn't until we got to Vegas where we pressed play, and he loved it. Immediately got on the mic, did his verse, which is one of my favorite verses. And then it went from that to taking the beat, changing the whole melody to where he laid this crazy one. And then it went from there to getting the hooligans to do that part. And then Cardi got on the record, and now it's like something new. So I would say that's what the goal is for Vultures 2 and Vultures 3. Always elevating, always taking, like, if you ask me the question what I think about music, I feel like I don't want to diss anybody, but at the same time, it's like y'all niggas got to get better. It's like people always copy the next shit. It's like so many, like 10 songs of the same thing of each different type of beat.
We always think we're looking for the next or the sloppy carbon copy.
Yeah.
And every copy is a sloppy carbon copy, bro.
Yeah, so to me it's about elevating, and I don't want to do nothing that I ever did before, you know?
Man, and that's another one of them things, man. Man, I got Pablo, I was nowhere on Pablo. You know? Studio with you, and you're like, yeah, and you was, my name came up, and I was like, oh shit, I'm on Pablo.
So yes, I'm gonna let y'all finish watching that video. I realized that the last little wrap up I did on the yesterday's was it was muted, and the audio in the beginning was muted. So I apologize, that won't happen no more. It's my first like reaction thing, so I'm trying to figure all that out. But yeah, we can see he's operating on a higher level. They doing the beat over here in this country, going to another country, laying the hook, going to another country, another vibe and all that, laying the verses, doing all that, sending it off. Like this is not this microwave music. This is shit that takes a long time. It's like they're taking everything they need to make a hit song, and even though it's a long time, it's gonna be worth it in the end if it's gonna last forever and be played forever. I think Carnival is still #1. But yeah, watching Kanye operate like this, I feel like he's not spazzing out. He's not being, what they would call him crazy or anti. He's not doing none of that. He's honestly just he's being clear with what he's saying, and you know, if you're able to understand the messages that he's putting across there, like he'll get out and start talking about analogies and it might just go over your head. But I'm an analogy. I say analogy master, and I be catching that. So I'll be like, oh, I get what he's saying now, because that's kind of right, and how he's, you know, what he's saying and how he's talking. So, but once again, I apologize for the beginning of this video, but this is the clearest I've seen Kanye and the shit he's talking about. He literally took off his chains. He burnt billions of dollars and built himself right back up. You got stadiums that don't want him there. You got this, that, and all this stuff going on, and he's still operating high, selling out clothes, selling out shoes, pushing forward the culture. #1 album in the country. Probably gonna drop 2 more #1s. He probably gonna have like the first 40 songs is gonna be all him. Like he's gonna do that. I'm pretty sure that's what it's that's why he said we're gonna take over the year for another year, you know, with a little North on that song. But comment y'all's favorite song off the album, you know, favorite bar off the album. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Like I said, you can what is that? Subscribe right here. Go follow the Phoenix on Instagram. It's also the Creative Players on Instagram, but Creative Players is where I'm putting all my material at on TikTok. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. But this Kanye reaction was you know, it was first of many. I think it's like the 3rd one on this channel, but I had to, because I'm like, Kanye always get compared to the Drink Champs interview, you know, where he was just, you know, I guess he was drunk or something and he was just going crazy. But with this one, ain't no drinking. It's set up like art. If you go and look at how they set the whole thing up, it was pretty crazy. They basically had to create a podcast studio like that. But yeah, Vultures, man. What's your favorite song? I think my favorite song right now so far is that that beautiful big thing, big titties just don't fall out the sky, you know. Yeah, I like that one. That's probably one of my favorite ones. Then Vultures, of course. But if I ain't gonna go to Vultures, I'm gonna have to go with that. Do it feel wet? Does it stay wet? Can I feel your deuce on the latex? Oh, or that damn, what is that? You look like a piece of hallelujah. That shit is hard as fuck. Yeah, man, I'm fucking with all of them, man. Like, bruh. He went crazy on this one. I've been bumping that album for probably like 2-3 weeks now straight, getting in the car, in the gym, going to it. Like, I think I know all the words to it now. And I like a lot of artists, but this album right here, you can see like it's getting played more than all of like some artists' 13 albums, some 10, you know, it's crazy. It's a really good album. So shout out Kanye, and I'm sorry for the audio in the beginning, but stick with me. It's gonna get better.
Took the roof off, no ceilings, gotta know. Took my heart out, no feelings, gotta know. Took the brakes off, no limits. Now I got the ball, I'ma travel, no pivot. Listen, tell me how you feel, cause I ain't got forever. Pick a side, run with God or hide with the devil. No example how to live, me myself a rebel. Been missing pieces to the puzzle, still coming together.